Thursday, the 4th of December. All those in favour? Thank you. To my knowledge, and there's no disclosure of interest that they'll receive. We're now going to move to a mayoral minute. So I will move with what we discussed is received and noted. And if I could ask for a second after that, and then we'll move on. Councillor Surdity, thank you. 14 items in front of you there, and we'll go through each one of them. What's been happening in the last few weeks since Christmas. I'm happy for questions or discussions over any of them, but we'll move through them. Saving the Heartland Bernard Salt presentation. I've actively been lobbying that with their alliance, and even as far as country mayors, the figures surprisingly we're all aware. I've spoken before about the GDP average per population of Australia is about 100k per head. Warranshire Council is close to 190. Our neighbouring councils that have mines are in the many hundreds. Even Council at Burke is 130. West Darling is over 100. What I'm trying to impress to others is that Western New South Wales, whilst we're decreasing in population, we're carrying this country in might. That is still being lobbied by me in forums. Last week, on Friday the 16th, we attended the 5-year anniversary of the Warringah Centre across in the old CWA building. Congratulations to the organisation. It's 5 years down the track, and they're bounding and going ahead. There could be some other good news in the future. The youth and what's happening in that space. Obviously, at the end of last year, both Councillor Derrick and myself attended our school presentation days, both schools. At the Central School, we presented the scholarship winners that we donate every year, and I'm happy to say that every one of those has survived their first year at the university and grown their lifestyle and education. We did a presentation or a submission to the New South Wales Local Government Remuneration Tribunal. That's available for anyone that wants to see it. Basically, saying that councillors, mayors, and deputies need to be remunerated a little bit more. The fifth one is reasonably important. The alliance of our councils, our normal alliance, has decided to join with the Western JO, which is Walgett, Bree, Burke and Cobar, to align or have a joint executive officer. Lobbying from the JO and our alliance is aligned. So the GMAC or the general managers suggested this, and the board, Mayor Bogan and myself, instigated that, and the selection process is underway. This will give the capacity to attract someone senior and to the role for both organisations. Australia Day on the 26th, our ambassador is Warren Potent. Actually been here before. He was here in 2001. I can't recall it, but he's been here before. So it was at the pool. He's indicated to staff that he's very interested to come and see how the town's progressed in 25 years. So that'll be good, and I commend everybody to that morning conflict. We've had on the 12th of December, we had Jamie Chaffey, our federal member here. He was here for a couple of reasons, and the Twilight Races was one. But we went through our normal politician wish list with him as far as what we were requiring in the federal space and in the state space. So very obliging to us. He answers the phone whenever I ring him or want something, and he in the past was critical in allowing us to keep some underspent money on a federal grant on our Warren Road. So congratulations to him. I've done some media, and we've also, when we've rebranded the information app that was Whisper, we've now called it Shire Alert, Warren Shire Alert. So it's not difficult to get that app up and going. Either walk into the office or go to the website. It's just a matter of logging your phone or your email or both into the app, and you'll if something happens or community notices, it'll flash up on your SMS on your phone or your email. I encourage, please, for you to encourage your family and friends to get onto that. It's a little bit less clunky than the Facebook way. Obviously, we're all aware of the Nevertire storm in December. 21 properties affected. Thank you to Councillor Kinsey and Councillor Certity for coordinating the database. And as of 2 days ago, it has been the event has been classified as a natural disaster. So there is some ways of low income or uninsured people to claim some monies. I'll go to the general manager, but I don't think the critical house infrastructure hasn't been damaged to the amount to trigger any grant to us.
We're still investigating that, Mr. Mayor. We're hoping that the whole seven councils that were involved split Otherwise, it's like almost the first $39,000 or so, or figure of that order is we have to pay first, and we're only up to about 32,000.
It's there. So, question to you, Divisional Manager, would the Roads New South Wales damage, can we add that to it or not?
No, that's they'd have to do that themselves.
Yeah.
In the area.
I have made inquiries with our Sylvester the signage not been fixed as yet. We're investigating that. Councillor Kinsey.
Just occurred to me, I've incurred damage on my farm from trees being blown over, and I've got to get them all stick raked and stuff like that. Would that be included in that sort of stuff? To put the numbers up for it? It's only
Yeah, and we're talking about the damage is to be public property to get to the council.
Sorry.
It's the same whether you're personally able to claim that in that form you're given this one. Where were we? Very successful release of Murray Cod golden perch in the Macquarie River on Monday. That was all monies that have come from different sources and including us. It's good to see the kids there, and the fishing. The fishing in the river has been this holidays for young people, especially my grandchildren. The donations for your, I'm smiling a little because I know you all spend a lot of money getting elected. The donations for your political blue form is due.
Councillors and designated persons, just to remind people, chair changes, old chairs, changes in circumstances, memberships of executive committees, things like that, to make sure you change in your designated persons form to get redone.
Yeah, it's got to be done. Yeah. Those forms Jody has, or if you want to do it online. 12 replacement targeted early intervention program at PR doesn't exist. This is where I mentioned earlier about the Youth Foundation over there. The system changed, and what was happening previously, councillors, was we were giving this to them. Applications would come in, and we would distribute the money. That system can't work like that anymore because of state government decisions. What we are in the process of doing is getting a MOU with the Warrant Youth Foundation to support them with approximately 87,000 to support a youth officer out of the building over there, employed by us but supervised by them. This is in the melting pot at the moment, and will continue. Obviously, we're all aware that we were unsuccessful with the Ginland. Sorry, Councillor.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, just a bit confused. This 87,000, is that from, who's that, from council or from?
No, from
state
government.
Sorry.
Yeah, so what was the analogy, like a TEI program, it doesn't exist anymore, but the money should still be allocated under that community and family support program. Sorry, I didn't make that clear. The figure was I was strongly that we weren't going to lose that 80 odd thousand from the town, and this is the only way we can keep it. Councillor Sutton.
Just a query. Traditionally, every year CWA applied through that grant funding to hold the public speaking that we have here in the hall. Gone by the wayside
No,
No more
at all.
at all.
So all those little bits of 5,000 that used to exist.
No more.
no, we're not allowed to do it.
We'll be writing to everyone and telling them that fact, Mr. Mayor, but no more.
Shame.
We will attempt to find other grant streams for both ourselves and everyone else, but at the moment, no more.
We tried very hard, Councillor Sutton, to rejig the model to allow that to happen, but the program is finished, and this is the only way we can keep the keep that amount of money into the community.
Is there an opportunity through that if they get that person to come on at the youth centre that they could go through other avenues to see if that sort of little bits of funding money is still you can attach to something else?
There could be other ways. That funding is not, it doesn't exist anymore. So we'll have to
Invent.
let the community know. And finally, from me anyway, Scott Barrett, MLC, which is he is the MLC that sort of looks after the West. He's a National Party MLC lives in Orange, I think. Was here the other day. We had an hour and a half with him and basically put to the things that we have having issues with. One of those being not getting paid for looking after our levee during floods and a number of other items that we've been lobbying for. He was here, visited the hospital, and there's we're looking not to become political, but we're letting everybody know the things that we lobby for. We've got to watch the fine line that we don't fall out with anybody in government or not in opposition. We're running a pretty straight bat with all this, but everyone should be aware that whilst we're away at country mayors or anything, we're trying to work for the best of the community. No, I just mentioned. That's about all. Is there any other questions on any of that, guys? The communication with me and general manager and staff is still afraid to talk to any of us about anything that really is affecting you or your ratepayers in your area. So we'll move on. I'll put that we received a notice on Herald Minute. All those in favour? Thank you. We'll move on to item 7, reports to committees. I'm looking for a mover and seconder for 7A, the meeting of the Australian Day Committee. I have Councillor Cleesby and Houston, councillor Cleansby.
Yeah, we held this. It was quite promising. The meeting we had. It's great to see that we had numerous nominations this year for different events, which was very good. It was definitely up from most years. I believe everything for the day is pretty much on track to be done. So, yeah, no, very positive this year compared to past years, as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you, councillor. Any other questions for Rita? So I'll put that and commend everybody to come to the morning on the 26th. All those in favour? Thank you. The second part of reports of committee is the meeting of Mannix held on Tuesday the 13th of January. Looking for a mover and a second of that. Councillor Kinsey, Councillor Kelly, Councillor Kinsey.
I just one, Mr. Mayor, the drumbuster issue on page, I think it's the first page. Did we actually agree that we were going to do this drumbuster thing, or we were going to investigate it?
Mr. Mayor, we funded in the budget the project.
Yeah.
Funded the project as part of a grant on the basis that if we didn't get the grant, our waste reserve contribution would be going towards the drumbuster setup if it comes to fruition at the garbage depot.
So that means at this point in time, because we don't get the grant, we're not doing it.
No. The grant was for the rest of the work. Our contribution was for the drumbuster facility, if it goes ahead.
Councillor.
One more from that.
Sorry.
We already have a drumbuster set up in Warren, or it's out of Warren. Why are we doing another one?
They don't want to do it.
My phone calls say that they're reluctantly doing it, but they'll still keep doing it.
Different conversations, Mr. Mayor. That's very good, Councillor.
Yeah.
Councillor McCoskey.
Through the Chair, just a couple of things with regards to the recommendation. The over expenditure at the pound, is the pound now finished?
There's $7,500 worth of work in that that's still to be finished. It's really the floor stuff and a few little tidy up. There's some eaves stuff.
But just to give the appearance it's not finished, that's all when you look at it. From my point,
only the eaves stuff makes it look. I've made a decision that it looks much better if it's got eaves.
Yeah, and a gutter or something or whatever. Yeah, so right.
And sorry, councillor, the painting of the floor, the epoxy.
Yep.
It's been purchased. We just need a couple of staff members to go and do it.
Also, with respect to the airport and the grant funding and the proposed works to be undertaken out there, the pending airport committee meeting, I think on the 8th of February, will there be a report with respect to that committee?
So already on the list of works that's supposed to be done. What decisions would that committee need to be making?
No decision, just for information given.
It's part of the action sheet report already.
Again, speaking to another committee member the other day, they had no knowledge of the grant. Given that 49,000, was that the 50,000 that was publicised in the paper late last year?
Yes.
Yes, he had no knowledge. He had no knowledge of that at all. That grant.
Was he at the last airport?
I can't say yes or no.
I strongly encourage all committee members to be at the committee meeting, especially that one. You could help with that, that'd be great.
It's all part of the business paper and what we're actually discussed. You chaired the last one.
You was absent.
You're absent. that was all part of, we in the action checklist is grant applications we've made. We reported that we can't do all because it's for $200,000 project. They gave us 50,000 and we were able to actually convince the Commonwealth that the number one project was the fence first, and we're contributing half of it. They agreed, which we're very pleased. But the committee was kept informed of that.
Sure they would.
Anyway, that's the goal.
But you know, I need to, especially in that, I strongly, if we community members that are involved in our committee structure, whether it be airport, showground, or sporting, strongly, if they're on that committee, I would strongly advise them to please come to the meeting. Sorry, Councillor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just in regard to the airport, what were the land sales like? What bit got sold? What's the story there?
There was part of the main part of the land leading to that environmental pond. The owner of the environmental pond purchased the land and joined it to his land.
Okay. And
Set aside for projects at the airport.
I'm still a bit confused about the drum buster. So, is it going ahead or is it not going ahead? If it is going ahead, is it like start of financial year or when is it? And who's the other people accepting drums at the moment?
Nutrient.
Yeah, okay.
At the moment, we're making sure that our budget is completely set, because we've had the opposite to what Councillor Kinsey has been advised, is that they want to get out Drumbuster.
I just was a bit confused here that it reads like it's going ahead and then you said that it might not be going ahead, so I just was after some clarification.
It was a $104,000 project, $72,000 $73,000 grant, about a $31,000 contribution from our waste fund. The grant was unsuccessful, but it was on the basis, the project was always on the basis that the fallback position was part of it would be the drum muster that organisation has said that they want to get out of. And I'm very pleased if they want to continue, because very quickly you can go back to our waste reserve. They can continue with the wonderful service they're providing instead of us.
Well, the information I just gave you, that was out of a phone call yesterday. So, yes, from the manager.
That's good.
That was a phone call yesterday.
I'll get some more details from you, please, offline.
We'll get that off. We'll progress that to another time.
And for all those involved in this room, Nutrien doesn't get reimbursed for their effort. They get zero out of it. Oh, well, that's not possible. What does happen is they'll get a phone call from the hierarchy of Drum Muster. They'll say, we've got some funds available. What charity do you want them to go to? That's it.
We'll progress that.
Very, very pleasing, Mr. Mayor.
Sorry, Councillor.
Just to comment on the Drum Muster program, that I'm unsure whether this is the service council wants to be getting involved with, even at our waste disposal depot. I mean, it's really, if you think about, I mean, Nutrien, I don't know what the market share they have, but certainly there's Nutrien, Elders, Yagan Vet, that's probably it, who are selling drums in the Shire, and surely it's incumbent upon those retailers to take some responsibility for the drums that they're selling their product in. And I just don't think the council should be involved in it at all, or if they are, then it should be funded potentially by the people who are selling them. They can bills within the Shire anyway.
there is, this probably needs to be discussed further, but there is some risk profiles in running the drum bus.
Absolutely.
Mr Mayor, Yuma Waste Depot meeting, the next one we'll have a good discussion about.
So we'll leave that. to them.
Just to
Sorry.
quickly add, Bob, when you buy a drum of chemical, you pay,
I know.
It's $1.60.
yeah, to have that drum
But
disposed.
That's the tax on the drum.
Right up, we'll see with interest the next waste you and Mark meeting.
So any council is allowed to attend that meeting if it's. Okay.
Council can attend any.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
So I'll any other subjects come out of that Mannix that anyone wants to bring up? If not, I'm going to put that over. All those in favour? Sorry.
That's what you've moved, second, Councillor Kinty.
So is everybody on the board? Everybody happy? With that, all in favour? Thank you. We'll move on to reports of delegates. Item 1, general meeting of the Country Mayors Association. I'll move that from the chair and for a second, please. Yeah. The minutes of that are in the business paper. Country Mayors as an organisation has, sorry, I'm seconder. I did get a seconder. I thought it was Councillor Kinsey. Sorry, I should have verbalised that. Country Mayors is a lobby group. It has the probably the most productive that, since I've been mayor. I've been involved with. Professionally run. It has the respect of politicians on both sides, to the point that Rick Furman, the chairman, Councillor Mayor Furman, has to cull politicians that want to come and talk to us, which is normally doesn't happen. So it is just definitely worth the exercise in a long way. But the minutes are all there, the discussions. The next one, the next meeting in March is economic based. We were attempting to convince the board of Country Mayors to invite Bernard Salt, our demographer, to talk. But unfortunately, he is committed elsewhere on that. Still working on it. Any questions, comments? Councillor Kinsey?
Yeah, on page 2, down the bottom of section, Ian Webster MP said that there's any stories about you should be sent her information in writing. And the first thing that came up in my mind was our phone system. So I was wondering if we could send her a bit of a copy of that survey that we had those two blokes from Melbourne do for us. And, explain to her why the phone system's not quite what it's supposed to be.
Sure, that's going to be great.
Thank you.
But one of the highlights for me personally of that trip was to be invited by the governor to see Governor House in Sydney. It is open most Sundays, I understand, and I encourage anybody that hasn't been to Governor House in Sydney to go and have a look. It's lovely. Wouldn't mind pitching my tent on the lawn, I'll put that. All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. Item 2, The meeting of the Warren Interagency Support Services held on Monday, the 24th of November. Councillor Thurdity, putting in for a second, Councillor McCoskey, Councillor Thurdity.
Yeah, it's pretty much all there. I don't think there's anything I need to add to it. We had a good meeting this time. We had a few decent people. Wasn't it? Sorry, thank you. And it seemed to work well. Just had a problem with, feedback, bounce back.
Yep.
But we've discovered that if we turn off the speaker in here, it doesn't bounce back from when they're trying to tell you something, so you don't know.
We're aware of that, yeah.
So that worked a lot better than it had done in the past. Yeah, as I say, pretty much everything is there. We've still got people coming in giving us the information we need to be able to disseminate out to our various people. So happy with how it's going. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Sorry, Councillor. Sorry. Yes,
I'm just wondering what was the outcome from the meeting in November regarding community transport between Empire and Warren? Anything was out of that?
No, it's still going through the process of being all the information that they received being disseminated. At this stage of the game, it's still.
just as an aside for that, the integrated transport plan that the Minister Atchison is developing also talks about that. So what will come into the government from that, I'm not quite sure, but the integrated transport plan comments have closed and it's with the Minister's office. So, no other comments, questions? Councillors, I'm going to put that all in favour, please. Thank you. Item 3, ordinary meeting of the Castlereagh County Council held on Thursday the 27th of November. Councillor Kinsey, Councillor Houston, Councillor Kinsey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The meeting was in November. I'll tell you the date.
27th.
27th, thank you. Excuse me. And it was the last meeting for our mayor to attend. He's given the baton to Councillor Houston. And I'd like to thank Greg for all his efforts that he's put into the Castlereagh. The current chairman we have is Councillor Doug Batten from Gilganza. He put out I don't know what to call it, the school on what the activities of the council were over the last year. It was very interesting to see the major things we've been up to. Some of them are inspections of high-risk waterways, 210 kilometres. Inspection of high-risk roads was 5,500 cars. Inspection of high-risk railways, 500 cars. Inspection of high-risk sites, what they are, but anyhow, it's 250 of them. Private property inspections was 1,700. Council property inspections, so that's council-owned land, I suppose. Anyhow, 60 of those. Inspection of state-owned managed sites, 86. Parthenium weed sites, which is a bit disturbing, was 80. And control of weeds along infected roads, which we know of, so we have to go and inspect them all the time, is 380 sites inspected for 1 year. Might not sound like a lot, but it is when you've got to actually go and do it. So I think we're getting good value for our dollar out of all this stuff. That Parthenium weed, we had a couple in Warren, didn't we? Yeah. The county council is actually running along all right financially. We have 1.2 million, which might sound like a lot, but if we have an issue somewhere, it will get away from us pretty quick. That covers our liability for our workers on their entitlements, etc. So that's about it from me. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor, questions or comments? If not, I'll put that. All those in favour? Thank you. Item the next item with reports from the general manager, and I've asked for a mover and second of item 1, outstanding reports checklist, which is in your business paper. Councillor Ross, Councillor McCoskey, Councillor Ross. Move that the report be heard. General Manager, you
Real quick, Mr. Mayor,
through.
only a few items have been removed over the last month or so. Have a look at page 8. Public art master plan as request from that committee has been done. It's just waiting for the next committee meeting. On page 10, there's a general tidy up of matters that are finished in relation to the Warren Levy rehabilitation project, waiting it to be finished hopefully from March onwards. And that's about it, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor McCoskey.
Through the chair, well, just with respect to one item, our CTV cameras around town, most of them are up and running. So the ones that aren't, where are they up to? What's happening with them?
I believe that that ones that are going to be going are the ones that we can't afford to have aren't there, and we're just still progressing the required IT work behind the scenes with us and the police station, and a report from the final contract to finish everything off.
Yeah.
Everything wasn't finished off because there's a gap between what was required and the final budget figure.
Again, through the chair, the reason I thought it sticks out, there's a post with a sign over near the bridge there.
Not 100% certain. There's a small chance that it might be just used as a sign pole. It'll be one of the priorities if we are able to get some of our costs back on various methods we're considering.
Any other comments? Councillor Kennedy.
Page 13, Mr. Mayor, the alteration on Bundamer Street going into Tyrone. How come that's taken so long to get sorted out?
No, it's only just availability of man and machine.
Oh, okay. So we've got the tick to do it. Okay.
We've got the money. This is what Transport New South Wales wants.
Oh. Soon it'll be.
No, well, we're paying for it.
Councillor Kenzie, Councillor Euston.
With the Country Heartline project, I know that the end date's been extended. Is there any insight onto future funding for the project?
We put a secondary grant application in. Yes. But won't know about it until April.
And on that comment, my feedback from people outside the district was video stuff. Councillor McCann.
Just page 1, the affordable housing opportunity. That seems to come up as an outstanding report every meeting. When we say that negotiations are continuing to finalise, are we actually? What's the status on that? Is it likely to happen? Is it?
It's a movable piece, but we have been approached by the Premier's Department, representatives of the Premier's Department, and we put where we're at to them, but that was back in November, and there's been silence out of that space ever since. There's been Christmas and New Year holidays.
That was discussions with the Premier's Department for Housing Plus to potentially
Housing
One of the fours,
Yeah. Housing Plus seems to have drawn a blank anywhere west of the mountains. It was a call from an officer of the Premier's Department to us, or Gary and I, while we were actually driving, and we sort of said where we were at. That we had some, developable land and all that. We're probably in front of other councils about in our alliance, but like I said, that was at least 3 months ago, 2.5 months ago, and we were asked questions from the Premier's Department. We gave them answers, but we haven't had any feedback
Housing Plus, their proposals in the Western region are very, very much subject to what's happening in Canberra with the different rounds for rural, regional, and remote, and it was all gung ho at the beginning until they started to realise that the only real places that they can spend money is Orange and Bathurst and Dubbo instead of places that probably can help. It's not off the books, but getting some support through the state for them could be helpful, and that's why they're just not prepared to actually put their neck out with their money to actually go and buy blocks of land from us. Yeah.
How many blocks does the council have for sale?
9 there.
9. And is that the total? And then Gunning Vale Estates,
8 plus 1. There's one on the other side.
and that's 100% sold?
Yeah.
The question to Housing Minister affordable houses for government employees, police. The question was put why they don't have a policy or not a policy, but a department looking after housing for that, and the minister's decided that the current housing hierarchy in government is sufficient for that. But, the Premier seems to have taken some control of that, and the only thing I can say to Councillor Cato is watch this space. You know, we've brought up to both Chaffey and members Chaffey and the MLCs that we talked to this week about how good and how the hospital accommodation over there has affected the hospital and makes it a lot easier to get staff, both in doctors and in nursing staff. We've had discussion and alliance with the director of the Teacher Housing Authority. The troubles with teacher housing for a family, say policeman driving, is that they'll only give him a lease for one term, so you've got to do it over and over again, which is not ideal for a family guy. The coordination between all the different authorities, I think, could have be better. Any other questions through that? In case, in that, I'll say, I'll put the motion that outstanding reports, general managers be received. All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. as normal practice, with item 2 of the general managers, we will stand. Recognition for Warring being a healthy town and to keep awareness of a healthy lifestyle, council will stand while dealing with item 2. So I'm looking for a mover and a second. Councillor McCoskey's out of the gates, and Councillor Surdity seconds it, please. Councillor McCoskey.
Just move the recommendation the information be received.
Thank you. Is there any questions that the meetings? No comment, General Manager. We're happy.
The Muse. What is the Muse? State.
That's our communication and marketing consultant.
Sorry. Thank you.
The lady Megan, and I'll publicly say this, she is very, very good. All the help that she's given me on some of my press releases and stuff is sort of fitting of me. It's not just written AI. She's good, and I compliment her. And, I don't know if you've got a comment, General Manager, but she's fitted into this organisation very well. So I'll put that. All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. Item 3, looking for a mover and a second for work progress reports, our infrastructure project. Councillor Wass, Councillor Mackay, Councillor Wass.
Move that it be received. Just a question on page 21 with the claims by the contractor. Is there any word on how the claims by the contractor are being dealt with in dollar terms? What effect will have on the cost of the project?
No comment can be made. It's a contractual matter, and we've provided advice to the contractor appropriately, both for time extension and costs at the moment. So and we're making sure that our funding body has been made aware.
Any other questions, guys? Comments?
I wasn't able to attend the Christmas party, but what was the feedback from people who did attend? And were the local business sponsors happy with the party?
Yeah. My feedback back to me personally was even those that were a little bit reluctant. I said that it was marvellous. I mean, it was seriously well done, considering we only had part of the oval at Stone. The fireworks were the best you could ever see. I think Mr. Mason outdoes himself. I realise he's paid contractor, but I'm sure he does more for his hometown. It is something that in the future we need to encourage everybody to be involved, and I think the Christmas party certainly was a great ad for the town, for the community. It's very well supported, and the venue, by the kids with the splash park. It was a really good family event. And so,
I'm speaking to a couple of the business people from the main street. I'm very happy to the area that it was, and they were all very appreciative of how well it went. And I didn't get to hear any bad words regarding the loss of business to the main street. I think it was a major improvement. Helps.
The environment was, it was hot. It was down there on the grass. It was, pleasant. Whereas up here, the bitumen. Councillor Surdity.
Just one comment I had, and it wasn't a negative one. It was just an observation in that some of the little stall holders, they were up along the fence, so they didn't. A lot of the people that were at the party didn't actually go down that far, unless they were going down for something in particular. So maybe just looking at how they're positioned next year.
That comment,
It's come back.
the rejigging of the whole thing once the oval is fully occupied, that there was a problem with that, I appreciate. Any other comments? So, if not, I'll put that the work progress report, infrastructure report. All those in favour? Thank you, Kerry. Moving along, item 4, Warren Woodgie Arts Performing Group, who are Tamworth tomorrow, performing at the Tamworth Town Hall. Request for exemption for paying rates and charges. Could I get a mover? Councillor Surdity. Seconded, please, Councillor Kelly. Councillor Surdity.
I think it's an excellent idea. It supports the group that do a wonderful job within the town, and it's a small onus. Thank you.
Questions, comments? I congratulate that group. Their outcomes. It is a group in town that is achieving things, and I congratulate them for that. So that I'll put that motion that you see on the board there. The donation rates and charges be incorporated and considered in the in our council donation list. Put that. All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. Moving on to reports of the Divisional Manager Finance and Administration. Item 1, the reconciliation certificate, November and December. In front of you, ladies and gentlemen, can I get a mover and seconder that we received? Councillor McCloskey. Councillor, please give Councillor McCloskey.
Just move the recommendation as written.
Is there any comments from anyone directing you?
And obviously, council, the other thing to note would be investments held at the end of December. So, close of business and cash flow at the time. So we'll start rolling out more new investments from now.
Mr. Mayor, we've actually started to get a little bit more money since this got a few reasonably large checks, didn't we?
It is concerning to me, and we've brought it up with our lobbying processes with politicians, both state and federal. That some ways, sometimes we are the bank for especially state government. We do the work, claiming funds back, and cash flow in any business, including this one, is important. Whilst we haven't got the money, it's the percentage of interest we're not getting. We rely on the interest that we've got on our monies. It helps our budget remarkably, and every time funds are delayed on especially big infrastructure road projects or flood AGRNs, the delay costs us money, and that's something that I actively lobby for all the time. Any other questions before I put that? All those in favour? Thank you, Councillor. Item 2, statement of rates and charges. We have a verbal report. I'll move in a second, please.
Information to be received.
Information to be received and noted. Councillor Surdity, Councillor Kinsey. Sorry, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just quickly, councillors, verbal advice is that the report was the report had a Practical Plus system on the financial side of our outstanding rates and charges. It's only as good as the day you print it. You can't retrospectively grab that report. I did print it off, however, I believe I filed it somewhere very clever. Didn't have to put my hand on that over the Christmas break. Things moving at that point in time. So unfortunately, that is the reason why a normal statement of rates and annual charges report isn't available. It is just a capture at a point in time, so certainly next month you'll see more up to date and it'll flow from there as well. But I don't expect any dramatic change or concerning outcome one way or the other. Setting rates and charges percentages have been fairly static for my time here. So.
Thank you. Thank you, Greg. Right, so I'll put that. All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. Item 3, the works progress report, financial administration progress. For a mover and a seconder, please. Councillor Kinsey, Councillor Kelly. Councillor Kinsey.
Heard the recommendation. Please, Mr. Mayor.
Everybody, is there any questions, comments, or upgrades? No, if there's not, this is basically as reported there. I'll put that. All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. Carried. Item 4, preparation of the draft 26-27 estimates. Looking for a mover and a seconder for that, please. Councillor Surdity, Councillor Euston, Councillor Surdity.
They're just moving the recommendation. We've got to get it started. So,
but this process will go along the next months or so. We were aware of the way we did it last year. Everybody, new councillors. General Manager, got any comments?
No, it's just setting one of the parameters for everyone to start preparing their budgets for draft budgets.
Yeah. Or next financial year. If not, no comments or questions, I'll put that. All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. In item 5 is the library report. That's in your business paper, a very extensive one. Can I get Councillor Surdity to move that? Thank you. And Councillor Cleesby, thank you. Councillor Surdity.
yeah, as you said through you, Mr. Mayor, the report is very comprehensive. There's a lot of things happen down at the library that sometimes are just done under quiet, that doesn't get out to the community for people to actually see what we do. It's not an organisation anymore where you go in and be quiet. There's a lot of activity that happens. A lot of books go out. A lot of kids come in. And a lot of fun is had by the people who take up the various projects. So, as you said, it's a very comprehensive report, and I encourage you all to have a good read. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Yeah, my personal feedback from community people that are active in that organisation.
Just one thing, the movies which usually happen on the first Friday of the new month, it won't be happening until March because the school holidays in February. And we don't get anybody there at this stage of the end. This is the adult movies. So yeah.
Thank you, Councillor. So I'll put that. All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. Councillors, the morning tea has arrived. We've got about half an hour, 20 minutes to go. I'm feeling to continue. Is that the feeling of the meeting? We'll continue. So we'll report the Divisional Manager Engineering Services, item 1, which is the works progress reports to be information to be received and noted. Mover and a seconder for that. Councillor Kinsey, Councillor Kelly, Councillor Kinsey.
Made recommendation for discussion, Mr. Mayor.
Questions, comments from anyone? Visual Manager, do you need to add to anything? Everything that's pretty comprehensive report. I publicly said this before and I'll say it again now. My first years in council, my telephone didn't stop ringing about negatives. In the last 3 months or 4 months, especially in the road space, both our reconstruction roads and our maintenance roads, I'm getting nothing but compliment. Congratulations to our staff and the team Sylvester leads, the road space, especially some of the maintenance grading that's happening now. It struck me that someone pigeonholed me and complimented. It's usually the other way around. So, congratulations.
Mr. Mayor, the bit of feedback I get is exactly the same as yours.
Thank you, Councillor. Yeah, no, it's it is important that we recognise that. The Divisional Manager recognises it, and the staff recognise it, and that the good when good's done. It's all done because of the finding the money. The contractors are doing a good job. The staff are doing a good job. So congratulations to Councillor McCoskey.
Through the chair, just a couple of questions. On page 1, with respect to the rural field roads, the budget is 980% spent. Is that all the reseals that have been done in terms of that $429,000? No.
Mr. Mayor, that's mostly reseal preparations. Like doing the shoulder and page breaks before it's.
Yeah, no, just in terms of what the budget is, what's been spent, the percentage of the year gone, it's like 50% of the year, 80% of the budget type of thing.
And you add in also as much slashing done as possible.
Also, page 10, the Wombeena Road government black spot program, 1.2 million. Where was that?
Mr. Mayor, that's about 10 kilometers from the levee.
Sorry?
About 10 kilometers from the levee, segment 10 in short.
Councillor, that was a death there a number of years ago.
And also will be Sid Austin's curves. Two locations.
If approximately a kilometre this side of the Kaline gate,
Was that a car coming home from Dubbo, run off the road, hit the tree?
So that,
Mr. Divisional Manager, you're hoping 2 locations are going to get done within the budget anyway. Is that correct? So the rest of 25-26 will be the design program. So next council meeting through Mannix will show that split up like that report that heads to the Divisional Manager Finance Administration's quarterly review, and the rest will be in. You're working on 26, 27 for the construction.
Yes, sir. Again, through the chair, the time frame or the timeline in terms of the money being spent is what, June 27 or something?
27, 28 we could have, I think. But we want to, as we come off the other projects, we want that one.
in front of the game, the planning will be done.
Typically, is that what, widening the road and putting lanes in it, or what's?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, it's widening and also putting up some wire ropes on the edges, and putting up also alignment markers. So basically delineation and roadside protection and widening of the pavement as well.
Personally, the issue I have with the system, Councillor McKay, is that we've got to have a serious death or accident to qualify.
Mr. Mayor, on that, I've organized the status of Karinda Road and Mathagai Road. So we are going proactive next time. So we are currently doing road safety audit on Karinda Road so that we do a proactive application next time. So I'm going to wait for that anymore.
Well done. Thank you. Any other questions, guys? If not, I'll put that to be received and noted, that you see up there. All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. Our next item is works progress report town services in your business paper there, looking for a mover and second to get discussions underway. Councillor Kelly, Councillor Surdity, Councillor Kelly.
I just move that the recommendations be received and noted. Thank you.
Any questions, Councillor McCluskey?
Through the chair again, I note on page 26 of the new item with respect to the street sweeper. Question: given that there is a program through the week, is that the normal events or days potentially that those certain streets will be done?
Item 2, page 26.
Page 26, the street sweeper. It's the first time I've seen it in there.
Yeah. That's the program, councillor. I presume that's.
Yeah, so under normal circumstances, you might expect it to be in those locations on those given days.
Yeah.
But what about the streets that aren't listed?
Mr. Mayor, we try to prioritize the listed ones, but if necessary, we go.
There's half a dozen streets not listed.
We take that on notice, councillor. It's good to see that you're aware.
Pitman Grade better be in there.
It is.
Yeah, no. Because, again, on a serious note, there have been some comments to me with respect to the infrequency of the street sweeper visits with certain streets in town.
We'll take that on notice, councillor. Any? Sorry, councillor Houston.
Mr. Mayor, page 15, the smoke testing. Can I just have a few more words around that? That's up to.
Contract's been here once. You're aware.
Smoke testing and CCTV inspection.
Yes.
Yeah. We received the data from the CCTV contractor.
Yep.
And we found that the data collected was the volume was much much smaller than expected. So to put this in perspective, we have 35 kilometers of mains in Warren, but they collected only 7 kilometers worth of data. So we are investigating why that happened. Yeah, so we are in talks with the contractor on that.
So it hasn't all been done. Only a small percentage.
Only 7 kilometers out of the 35 kilometers.
Councillor Surrey?
Just the one question, please, through you, sir. And I have spoken with the manager of divisional. Just with relation to the mural panels at the park at Nevertar. At the moment, they're lying on the ground, and I'm just really worried about the murals getting damaged. I know they're lined up to be fixed and all the rest of it, but in the meantime, while we're waiting on that to happen, could they just be put somewhere safer than lying on the ground?
Take that on notice. Thank you, Councillor. Councillor McCarthy.
Through you, Mayor, just back off the smoke testing. So, the use of 7 kilometres of 35 was you have data on now. The tender that was given, I assume that was to do the whole 35 kilometres. So, are you thinking it's just a data issue, or are you thinking they didn't do the other 28?
Initially, we are thinking they did do the whole thing, but we're still investigating why they didn't.
So you're hoping that there was a data transfer issue and that you will get the data for the 28 kilometres?
The data was looked at and 17 was found. As you can see in the report, we engaged an AI company to look at the data. We only found 7. So, yeah, investigating the other contractor why there's only 7.
So I think the question, it's under investigation. I don't think we are aware at this stage whether they did it or that it is a data issue. Any other questions or comments?
Sorry, just finish up on that.
No.
So has the 368, has that been paid to the contractor, or is that just committed?
That includes commitment. Sorry. That includes commitment.
I'm just asking the question, if they've only done 15% of the work, 20%, whatever it is, how much have we paid?
I'm aware that we paid most, not all, the money in the contract. Yeah. That figure there, that also includes the money committed for the AI company to do the investigation.
Wait with interest investigation.
Any other questions? If not, I'll put that to be received and noted. All those in favour? Thank you. We move on to the next item 3, work progress report plan. That's in your business paper there. Moving second, Councillor Wass. Councillor Cleesby, Councillor Wass.
Move the information be received and noted, Mr Mayor. With a question on page 28, 2 items sold pickles. Do we know what value we received for those?
Look in the reserves. Sorry.
But we've got 2 items, the grader and the ride-on mower that were sold at Pickles. Do we know what money we received for those 2 items?
What page is that on?
28.
Yeah.
In the middle.
It says ready for sale.
On my sheet it says sold at Pickles auction.
figures?
There was some reasonable reserves set.
I just understood that if they had been sold,
I know, understand. I'm aware of what the reserves were set. They were pretty reasonable, but we'll find out.
Mr. Mayor, the grader was around about 100,000 for the grader. 100,000,
how much?
100.
and I can get the figure for the rider more later.
Chair, again, based on the 100,000 of the grader, what do you think the reserve was, General Manager?
No, it was more than that.
So, sorry, it has been sold. Has been sold. Okay.
Reserve can't have been more.
Sorry.
Reserve can't have been.
I saw the reserve set. There were more than that. So
You sold it without meeting the reserve?
look, take it offline, Mr. Mayor.
We'll information. I'll come back to you. Any other questions? If not, I'll put that received note. All those in favour? Thank you. With the Wazo that we'll come back to that information. Yeah. Our next item 4 is the fish release. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm looking for a mover and second to that. Councillor Cleesby, Councillor
Just the information be received and able.
My comment to that is good to see all the community getting together for the good of the community. Fish release. There's no other comment. Councillor Kelly?
Just one thing in regard to the fish release, a bit of feedback from the community and so forth. It probably needs a higher profile. Like I know it popped up on the site a day or two before, but maybe we can have a bit of a campaign advertising it in the lead up to the release, particularly being school holidays. Probably would have got more people to it, I imagine.
Yeah.
That's just general feedback.
Not quite sure of the technicality of the time of the year that has to be done, but that week is still in holiday mode.
I think Gunning Bar is there as well.
Yeah.
Gunning Bar Creek, so
Yeah, well, the Gunning Bar one, the MRFF, there's a number of organisations involved.
just feedback anyway, so.
It would be possible, Councillor, I agree with you, to make a big event of it. The ABC did some publicity, but there's potential to make a bigger event. For sure. Any other questions or comments? All those in favour then, please, received and noted. Thank you, councillors. Reports from our Manager and Health and Development Services, item 1. They're looking for a mover. Councillor Surdity, Councillor Cleesby. Questions? Any comments, questions? Councillor Surdity?
Just one curiosity. The first one, the one at 23 to 25 Zora Street, illumination signs. I'm assuming that's a business, is it?
It's us.
It's us. Who did you say it was us?
Of course. What's that?
This is either red or green.
Just curiosity.
It'd be
Red or green.
either one of those machinery companies. I'm not quite sure which one.
No worries. Thank you.
And the sun around everything is industrial access.
And I was just curious as to who was getting a new sign. Thank you.
Any other questions? put that, all those in favour? Thank you, councillors. And item 2 is our work progress report. Looking for a mover and a second, please. Councillor Cleese, Councillor Sturdy. Yeah, the gentleman, if you just comment on the progress is still underway. It won't matter.
So what I'm, Mr Mayor, that was Cleese uncertainty, was it?
That's right.
So on page 3, on 4 onwards, top of page 4 is just a little bit of explanation. So the TEI is targeted early intervention, and that's the existing youth services program that council's been involved in. Suggests for probably somewhere between 5 and 10 years, at least the whole time that I've been in before that. And it's been replaced by another program commencing on the 1st of January. It doesn't allow us to do those types of small programs with other organisations, and that's why we've now taken control in a different way. We are hoping that we can actually find other grant funds to try to replace that, because there are many little things, including some of our own things that aren't being funded anymore. But we are going to warn people, you need to go looking for your own money. You can't rely on us anymore. But that's what that was all about, and that added up to between 80,000, approximately 80,000 each year. A reasonable amount went to the Warren Youth Foundation, then to clubs, to volunteer arts, all sorts of things that were very youth related. And people had to do applications, and it wasn't taken lightly. I just want to give you that warning, and to warn everyone to go looking for their own funds, because we haven't got it in here.
The other variety factor on that same vein is that if organisation apply for grants, they usually get 100% of it. If we apply, we usually got to put a percentage, sometimes up to 50. The council will help people get the grants and advise when the grants are about. This one. As much as we tried to convince over the Christmas break to continue, they're adamant that we have to change the philosophy. So that's what we're doing now. Out of our control. So if there's no other questions or comments, I'll put that all in favour. Thank you. There's notices of motion, no matters of urgency. This month we have no confidential matters that we need to. In that case, I'll close the meeting and thank everybody for their efforts. Unbelievably, January's nearly over and we're on the cycle again.